In the heart of Enugu, in one of those quiet estates where secrets move faster than neighbors' greetings, lived a woman named Amaka. She was beautiful, not the kind of beauty that turned heads, but the kind that stayed with you. Quiet, timid, always alone. People whispered about her. She'd moved into the estate a year ago, pregnant and visibly stressed. No husband, no visitors, no family, just a growing belly and a haunted expression. At first, the neighbors tried to be kind. One or two aunties from down the road brought her soup and palm oil. But she never opened her gate, never said thank you, never said anything. So, they stopped trying. And the gossip began. They said her husband had run away. Others claimed she was pregnant for someone else's husband. Some even believed she was mad. But no one knew the truth, because Amaka didn't speak to anyone, until the night her screams shattered the silence of the estate. It was just after midnight. A loud, bone-chilling scream erupted from her bungalow, followed by crashing sounds, plates, furniture, glass, then silence. By the time security arrived, the house was locked from the inside. No one answered. They knocked for 20 minutes before the door creaked open on its own. Inside, they found Amaka passed out on the floor, blood between her legs, a torn hospital bag nearby. They rushed her to the hospital. The nurses said she had just delivered a baby, but something was wrong. There was no baby. She had all the signs of childbirth: bleeding, dilated cervix. But when the doctors checked, her uterus was empty. "Are you sure you delivered a baby?" they asked her. Amaka nodded slowly. "Where's the baby?" the nurse whispered. Her lips trembled. "He took her." "Who?" the nurse pressed. Amaka stared at the ceiling and never answered. The police got involved. They searched her house. No crib, no baby clothes, not a single sign that a child had ever been there. The case was dismissed as psychological trauma. The report simply read, "Suspected stillbirth, possible mental break." But something didn't sit right with the doctor on call, Dr. Ifeoma. She had seen many cases of trauma before, but there was something in Amaka's eyes, something that looked less like pain and more like fear. Weeks passed. Amaka was discharged. She returned home, but she was different. She no longer avoided people. She sat on her porch at night, staring into the darkness, sometimes whispering. And every now and then, people swore they heard a baby crying. It wasn't loud, just soft, barely there. The first to hear it was Mama Neka, the prayer warrior next door. At 3:12 a.m., she was praying in her living room when she heard it. A faint baby's cry coming from Amaka's house. She rushed to the window. No lights on, no movement. But the sound persisted for about 10 seconds. Then, silence. The next day, she confronted Amaka. "Amaka, I heard a baby crying in your house last night." Amaka looked at her, blank, then calmly said, "You heard her too." That night, Mama Neka didn't sleep. She went to her prayer altar and stayed there till dawn. Word spread. People were now convinced the baby hadn't died, or worse, had never been human. Children stopped passing Amaka's gate. Men crossed the street when they saw her. She became the estate's ghost, until the day she vanished. One Tuesday morning, a food delivery man knocked on her door. No answer. He peeked through the window. The living room looked undisturbed, clean, quiet. But on the floor, a puddle of milk. Just one single white footprint leading from it. Into the hallway. He ran. Amaka's door remained locked for 5 days. Eventually, the landlord forced it open. Inside, the house was spotless. Except for one thing. On the wall of the nursery, which no one knew existed before, was a drawing, childlike. A stick figure woman, a baby in her arms, and beside it, a dark figure. Tall, shadowy, no face, Just a jagged smile. Underneath, written in red crayon, "He took her because I broke the deal." The landlord left the house immediately. He handed the keys to police and refused to speak further. They searched again. Found nothing. No records of a baby born. No neighbors who saw a pregnancy confirmed. No official father. Just Amaka. And now, she was gone. But the story didn't end there. Because a year later, in a different estate in Abuja, a new neighbor moved in. A woman. Quiet. Alone. And very, very pregnant.